Hey everyone, Ryan Young, Kama Jiu-Jitsu. I hope you're doing well. I haven't done a little video in a while because we've had Dr. Dean doing our judo history lessons. But I want to thank you guys for watching, subscribing, and giving us the old thumbs up on our videos. For those of you that have been joining our Patreon channel to get the technical information about the connection and the invisible jiu-jitsu and all that stuff that Dave Kama teaches us, thank you for that as well. So, subscriber Titus Napoleon out of Kahuku, Hawaii. I guess he runs a school out there. He was asking, I guess, to give an opinion on what we think about schools changing affiliations. So I guess you kind of have to step back and go, why does a school affiliate in the first place? Because let's say you're a black belt and you want to open a school. You got your black belt under a certain professor. In running your school, you don't want to come off as an independent. For whatever reason, some people do, but maybe you don't want to. One question I would ask is, why don't you affiliate with your professor, right? If the professor who trained you and gave you your black belt, why aren't you approaching him about running your school under him? ABC Gracie, whatever his name is, give you your black belt. Why don't you open an ABC Gracie school, an affiliate, and have him come by? And of course, with affiliations, okay. Let's kind of back up a little bit. Now, what's an affiliation? Typically, an affiliation is where you tie yourself to a master. Say your black belt is under that master, so that master will then give you your degrees as time goes on, because apparently those degrees are important to you. In exchange for that, you pay him a certain amount of money every month. He will come in every once in a while. You have to typically pay his expenses. You have to host a seminar for him. He will then be able to basically put belts on anybody you tell him to. So let's say you have a group of guys that have earned their blue belts. You haven't given them to them yet, or earned their purple belts and haven't given them to them yet, but you want the master to come in and award those blue belts. It makes sense. I mean, you want to kind of do something nice for your students. So you affiliate with this guy. It kind of gives you some legitimacy, I guess, if you have none, or if you feel you have none. So that would be a reason why you would affiliate with someone. In reality, when you think about it, running a school is a business. It just is. If you don't run it as a business, then you may not be running a school for very long. People like to say, well, it's kind of a family thing. And, I know people who kind of run it that way. They rent out a space. But since it's not run as a business, they're still having to pay rent. You're still having to buy mats. You're still having to keep the place clean, do anything that you would do if you ran a business. But the thing is, if you don't run it as a business, then you have to be okay with potentially losing money by having the school. Because if you have no revenue coming in, or you don't have enough revenue coming in, you're going to have to make up the amount for the rent, because the landlord still wants his rent. Or if you need to replace a mat, you're still going to need to pay for that to replace the mat. You need cleaning supplies, anything to run a business. You will need, pay the utilities. What's going to pay for the lights and stuff at the end of the month, right? You're going to have to pay for that. So running a school as a business is not a bad thing, right? A lot of people like to make like it's a bad thing. Yeah, these are the people that say, oh, jiu-jitsu should be free. No. Nothing is free in life. Somebody's paying somewhere. If I let you train for free at my school, then I'm paying for you to train. So I'm teaching you and I'm paying you to come and train, because if you're not paying anything, then I'm paying to still keep the place open. Of course, I can do it out of my garage, which I did. And yeah, I never charged anybody coming to my garage. I paid for the mats. They were my mats. It didn't bother me. But if I want to teach more people, if I want to expose more people to the art, how am I going to do it unless I set up as a business? So, as a school owner, you affiliate because you think it's a good business decision. You feel that it will buy you legitimacy. It will buy you future promotions. It will buy you more students, because if you're legitimate, then people want to come and train with you and they want to learn from you. And maybe you can turn this hobby into a business. That whole thing about doing what you love for a living. You know, if I do what I love, then I'm never going to work a day in my life. And I really believe that. At some point in time, though, that business relationship may not work. You may feel to yourself, you know, this master that I'm affiliated with is not giving me the value that I need from him, right? Let's say this master just doesn't like to travel, and he doesn't come out to your school at least once a year. Maybe the last time he's been out there was 5 years ago. It was the last time you saw him. At that point in time, then what's the use of having that affiliation? Or another situation would be, what if you're affiliated with a traditional jiu-jitsu guy who likes to specialize in self-defense, vale tudo, that kind of stuff, but the direction of your school is going toward competition, MMA, you know, that type of market, then you may want to find yourself in affiliation that is more tied into the competitive environment, right? You know, if you're running a competitive school, it might pay to affiliate with a big competition school like a Gracie Baja or an Atos or a Checkmat, you know, one of those types of schools, rather than, say, Kama Jiu-Jitsu or the Gracie Academy, right, which doesn't really go that route. You know, you're making a business decision. You know, that's another reason why. Or I know a gentleman who cut off his affiliation with his master because maybe the style of jiu-jitsu he was learning, he wanted to learn another type of jiu-jitsu, and just wasn't getting it from his current professor. So his professor maybe is an all or none kind of guy. You either affiliate with me and that's it, or you go and affiliate with someone else, right? I know a school owner who has 2 affiliations, both Gracies. It works for him. One of the Gracies doesn't really give him the type of support he needs, whereas the other one does. But the first one is the one who he earned his black belt under, and he's loyal to him, and it's been cleared. This is something that he was able to discuss, and he pays both professors their money. It's not one or the other, you know. And for him, it's a good business decision. He runs a good sized school. He's got a lot of students, and I think his students are getting a great situation, and I think he's feeling one as well. Feeling a good situation. So as far as my opinion on changing affiliations, like I said, if you're running a school, you have to run it as a business. You can't run it as a school of just buddies, because you won't survive long enough to be able to do that unless you're willing to bankroll it. If you want the hobby to pay for itself, you need to run it as a business. So you need to find the best person to affiliate. And if that person is no longer suitable for you, you're going to have to, if you still want to affiliate, you're going to have to find another master to affiliate with. In the end, what's my opinion on it? If you feel that your school needs to be affiliated, then go and affiliate with somebody. But make sure you're doing it for the right reason. And if that relationship no longer works for you, you have to do the thing that works best for you, and that may include having to change the relationship. Now, as far as a student goes, it really shouldn't matter to you unless the type of jiu-jitsu you want to learn is going to change drastically with this affiliate change. So like I said earlier, let's say you're at a traditional self-defense school and your professor, the school owner, is going to be changing his affiliation to become a more sport-oriented affiliation. And I know somebody who's done that. Went from a very traditional self-defense type affiliation to just basically flipped it completely over and went with a pure competition team and switched his affiliation over. Was he doing it because he wants to learn that new type of jiu-jitsu, or the sport type, and wants to go more over with the rules and get himself trained that way versus the traditional self-defense stuff? I don't know. I haven't spoken to him since then, so I don't know what he's teaching in his studio. I don't know if he's still teaching the heavy self-defense stuff because that's what his previous master wanted him to do, or if he's still doing it but simply affiliating because he wants inroads in the competition circuit. I don't know. But it was a business decision on his part. So if you're a student and your professor's doing that, then if he's doing it and changing the curriculum around to the new team, you may need to make a change yourself. It's all good in the end. You know, we're all trying to get more people taught this art that we love, and whatever way works best for you to get it out to the most people, then do it. Titus, I hope that answered your question. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can get any update videos that we do. and let me know if you have any kind of questions. Shoot us a comment below. Anyway, take care of yourselves and happy training. Bye-bye now.